Hey, everybody, it's Brett. We're back with Tenn Listens live on the air. This is 2015, a brand new year. It's our season premiere. Wow, we had a great time last season. We made all kinds of good friends. Some of those friends that we made had sent us music, and they're in the show with us today, this afternoon, this morning, tonight, wherever. We've got people all around the world over here. Really looking forward to it. Going to have a good time. I do want to walk through real quick and say hi to everybody that's with us. We got a pretty good group, so I'm just going to kind of do the thing and let you guys wave when I call your name, and I might even put a couple of you together at the same time. Let's start off, since he's right up here beside me in my box, with Chris Brown and his partner Taylor from Beyond Zero. You may remember them from one of our first episodes. Been a blast getting to know these guys, and we're sure glad they're here. Aaron here from Hangout Records, been one of our show sponsors all along. Great cat, Aaron. Good to see you again. Happy New Year.
Thanks.
JT Hollis is back. We all know JT. You need to check out his music too. And we've got Brian back with us, Brian Dotson, and it's always a pleasure to have you. Tiz Shearer and J.D. Savage from XRP Radio. And XRP are one of our show sponsors this week. Really, really cool folks. Met Tiz over on videscape.com. And I do suggest, I think everybody in this room would suggest you get over to videscape.com and sign up. They paid out 17.4 thousand times what Spotify pays out per stream last month. How about that? And last but certainly not least in our group today is Christine DeGraff from My Music Hangout, another sponsor of the show for today. Gosh, we're so grateful for all the help, all the good times, all the good people we've met. And we're looking forward to a great season. We're going to have some special episodes this season for you. And we'll be doing a special episode at the end of January, hip-hop only. In February, we're going to meet some artists from Videscape, and we're going to do a show dedicated to Videscape artists. And we're going to do a few more. Probably in March, we're thinking about a heavy and screamo metal show for those of you that like that kind of thing. And we'll keep you posted on the other specials as they come up. So I think that's what I've got. Have we all got our playlist open and ready to roll today? See some thumbs up. That's good. And of course, you guys know my tablet issue and it turning itself off. And all right. First song we've got up today. I picked this one to go first based on the title. This train is bound for glory, and that's what I want to think about this show. This train is going to keep right on going and getting better and better all the time. This comes from New York, from Dwayna Litz. Larry Shell, songwriter, former A&R director for Polydor and A&M, says, the first time I met Dwayna, I knew without question she was bound for success. She's a passion and a joy for life and her music. Being a former A&R exec is one of the most important qualities we look for in an artist, and she has all of it and more. Dwayna can deliver songs in all styles, from jazz to big band, bluegrass, and contemporary country. So we've got her tune that has been sent to us, and we've got it loaded up. This train is bound for glory. If you guys are got her ready, well, let's hit play.
This train is bound for glory, this train. This train is bound for glory, this train. This train is bound for glory. Nobody riding but the righteous and the holy. This train is bound for glory, this train. This train don't pull no liars, this train. This train don't pull no liars, this train. This train don't pull no liars, no pretenders and no backbiters. This train don't pull no liars, this train. Do you wanna ride it, children, this holy train? Do you wanna ride it, children, this righteous train? Get
I gotta say, this is sweet.
Get on board. Get on board. Get on board. Get on board. This
holy train.
Wow. Old school bluegrass. I love this.
Love the multi-levels of harmony on it. That was fun.
Yeah, I love this too. This folk bluegrass is just, it's what I like. Or some of what I like.
This is sweet dobro.
This train is a free train. This train. This train is a free train. This train. This train is a free train. Your ticket has been paid. This train is a free train. This train.
She's got a lot of Dolly Parton-like sound in the voice.
This train. This train is a clean train.
Yeah, I hear Dolly Parton as well as like a little Tammy Wynette
This
thrown in there.
train is a clean train. People been washed without a stain. This train is a clean train. This train.
Even some Lucinda Williams.
Children, this holy train. Do you want to ride in children this righteous train?
Get on board.
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 Get on board this holy train.
This train is a peaceful train. This train. This train is a peaceful train. This train. This train is a peaceful train with everybody equal and no slave. This train is a peaceful train. This train. This train is bound for glory. This train. This train is bound for glory. This train. This train is bound for glory. Nobody riding but the righteous and the holy. This train is bound for glory. This train. This train is bound for glory. This train. This train is bound for glory. This train.
She did this down in Nashville, and I tell you what, there's nobody that records fiddles and mandolins with that sweet sound like those Nashville cats.
Get on board. Get on board this holy train.
This track has Nashville.
One of these days I'll learn to get that nice round sound out of a mandolin.
I like the jam at the end,
Jesus.
but the only thing that might be, I think the track maybe could be a little shorter.
Jesus.
You know, it's kind of repetitious on
That's what I was thinking too.
some levels. That's the only negative thing I can find. Everything else is very positive. The folk bluegrass sound, like you said, straight from Nashville. You know, I'm ready to give my rating when folks are done listening.
Jump in there, buddy.
I'm gonna jam this at the red light. I don't see any reason not to,
I don't either.
but I'm not gonna jam it for the whole length of the song, though. I'm gonna probably cut it short a minute.
Yeah, that was my issue. I mean, to be honest, I kind of got bored towards the end of the song. I like the rhythm of the song. I love the harmonies that they had, the multiple level harmonies that were in there. The music sounded awesome. Like I said, it was just a little bit too long for me. It got a little bit boring.
I would have shortened it by a little. But you know, some of those old gospel songs, they got a lot of verses to them.
Oh yeah.
And the way they were originally performed, they needed to run a little long.
Right.
And that's all good, and that's cool. It's definitely traditional in that. I'm not going to falter on it. But yeah, I think for a radio cut, I definitely would have edited it, got it down a little shorter. I love the mix.
Yeah,
the voice. Wow.
I'm at a 3 on it right now, you know, but if they shorten it up a little bit, it might be enough to move it up to a 4.
Yeah, I think though, isn't this like a rendition of like a traditional folk song?
Yeah, it's quite old. In the public domain. It's old enough for that.
It's an old school on the railroad type of working tune, really, which I would normally love to pieces. I like that kind of rhythm and blues, old working track. Films like Oh Brother, Where Art Thou made very popular once again. It's just my personal thing, and I said it in the last show I was with. I'm not a big country fan, and I would like to put every Dolly Parton sound alike in the bin. But the musicianship was astonishing. I'm liking the little twiddles in that. I'd love to hear them kind of jam out that song live on stage, as it were. But yeah, just not the biggest country fan. I think they could have done that really, really, really old school bluesgrass vibe. Not polish it up so much, and it would have been a nice gritty little track. It made me too happy.
It's supposed to make you happy, Tiz.
Well, it's an old working track. It's meant to make you happy because the day's finished. It's meant to make you happy because you don't have to lay that extra bit of wood on the floor. It's not meant to make you happy because... But I'm a critical bastard, so there you go.
I'm with Tiz in that it's not exactly my genre. It's not a genre I would go out of my way to listen to in most cases. But I'd give it a 3 just for, I think the rendition was excellent. And it was very true to what that style of music is. But although I'd give it like that 3 rating, I would say like a way to word that would be more chick flick night only.
I would definitely give it caught dancing to it because I'm not the biggest fan of country. In fact, I probably listen to country maybe once or twice a year, but again, it's all in the instrumentation for me. There's a lot of interesting stuff going on with the guitar, at least for me, and the vocal performance it's dynamic, and it's got it's just a beautiful, smooth sound to it. She has a very beautiful, smooth voice. And she finds a way to go from, at the beginning of the song, being very soft about it to being very, much more triumphant, I guess would be a way to put it, or proud. So I could definitely give it that, but at the same time, even if it is a rendition of an old folk song, this train is going to be stuck in my head in a bad way for the next couple of hours.
You're right, you're catching the plane. Just change it for this plane, and it might make it more exciting.
Yeah.
Oh, please don't make me think about my flight. They're terrible enough already.
Yeah, we may not want to think about this plane is bound for glory. You know, that's been too much going on there.
Yeah.
Let's say hi real quick to Chrissy Dane, all the way over in Denmark. And
Hey, Chrissy.
Oh, hello.
really good to see you.
Howdy, guys.
We've dropped a link for our playlist there for you, and the password for it up in the chat. And so you should be able to find that for the next tune. And let's see. Who did we miss there? I haven't heard from Christine yet, or anybody that hasn't jumped in yet. Let's jump in here.
I'm going to go with Stash on the Tablet. And I couldn't make it through the song. I had to stop it. You know, I actually fast forwarded a little bit right in the middle, just this train started getting to me. And around the 4-minute mark, there is a nice instrumental part. I just think the first 3 minutes were just almost so repetitive that, you know, I like the sound, but it was just too repetitive for me.
Well,
we'll let you have that one.
From Dallas, Fort Worth, Texas. And if I had to pick one song for y'all that I would put to a montage of my time over there, it'd probably be that one. No, it was. I think I agree with
You hear that? Wow, dude.
Hey, this wanker trying to do a Texas.
Hell.
And it's Nashville music too, so it's like in the complete wrong area of America too.
No, I tried.
No, I'll give you that.
I think I'm going to agree with what I think it was yourself, Mr. Campbell, earlier on said. You know, a tune like that for the kind of thing it was written for, they're supposed to drag on a little bit. I think for the market that it was, it did well. It had very good production on it. I'll also agree that the lyrics could have been a little bit repetitive towards the end, but I found myself dancing to it, so I'm going to stick it on a 4.
Awesome. Good stuff there. Pretty much good stuff all around. I'm digging the sound, digging the mix. It's probably going to be stuck in my head for a little while. Likewise, and I talked with Dana on the phone a bit. We chose that track because of the public domain listing. She wasn't quite sure about her label and releasing on the sync license. We wanted to get one that we knew would be cool for that. I do advise to check out the rest of her stuff. I've heard 3 or 4 of the other cuts. They really do, like the quote said, they go through a few genres, and wow, what a voice the girl has. So I'm tickled to death to have met her and had the song on the show. Very good stuff.
It was definitely a catchy tune. I'll give it that.
I won't deny it is already stuck in my head. This train, yeah, which is for me slightly annoying. For other people, they might be enjoying it a lot more. It's just country. I feel really bad. I hate to put down something by its genre. I'm pretty open, but
see, we like irritating you, Tiz.
Yeah, are all 4 tracks country? Is this just to make me look like an absolute douche for the next one? Here's someone who loves music that actually hates all music.
I have to agree with Tiz. I'm not a big country fan, so I might be a little, biased against it. But I mean, like I said, I thought it was a good song. It is stuck in my head now, and I'm not happy about it.
The musicianship on it was fantastic, especially their strings player has got some skills. Nice little trills there as well.
I just want to learn to record a fiddle and a mandolin with that great round sound like that, man. I've been trying for years.
Mate,
So do I.
The productions.
Wow. Ready?
All right. Taylor had to split for a few minutes. Her batteries were dying. She's looking for a place to charge up and going back in. We're gonna do a station break real quick, and we'll be right back. And we're back from commercial break, and thanks again to this week's sponsors, XRP Radio and My Music Hangout. You guys rock. We're really glad to know you. Thanks much. Our next tune comes from Julie Lamb, whom I met from a good friend, Carol Reardon at Butterflies Radio. Gosh, met Julie a couple years ago, heard a few of her songs, I've always dug them. That doesn't mean that I'm going to like this one. You guys know how I am, I tell the truth. Julie says that writing and arranging and performing music are some of the most incredible buzzes in her world. She wants to be doing this stuff when she's 90. So I absolutely loves it. It's like a little spark sets up and it just won't go out. Little bits in the journals that turn into full-blown songs, and often in response to a rhythm that just sets up just outside of consciousness. Yeah, I like that. And that's music for me too, just outside of consciousness. And I think I'm gonna leave the quote there. That's pretty cool stuff. We're gonna check out Clouds Cried Red by Julie Lamb. If you guys have all got her loaded up there, and it looks like everybody's ready. And look, I got to it before the tablet shut off. Let's hit play.
Tonight the clouds cried red, though they were not in the shape of tears, but wilted sunflowers. Won't cry anger as it clouds. I remember my tomorrows can be just as a sunflower seed. Each has a chance. Autumn leaf crossed my path, a stealthy brown cat that took my mind with it. chasing tumbling cat that won't come back. Been traveling on nerves for a while, need to find some time to chill out and relax, to find that nugget of steel. But peace, it is never there. I look for it out in the countryside.
I'm digging.
But the grass swayed, the creek ran, and with it my mind. Autumn leaf crossed my path, a stealthy brown cat that
That jazzy walking style she's using in her pitch is really groovy.
come back.
And I don't hear any auto-tune on that either. If it's there, it's so slight, it's being done right.
Julie would kick your ass if she heard you say auto-tune.
Like I said, I don't hear it. If it's there, it's being done right. I love a trombone.
Behind the essential garden, trudges winter shadow. Spring, it's like you should call on the sun. Autumn leaf crossed my path, a stealthy brown cat that took my mind with it, a chasing tumbling cat that won't come back. On the hardest day of my life, the sun shone, all of the tears dried on my cheeks as I faced the wind. I turn my face to the sky, open my eyes, and the sun shines straight into my mind. I just need a breath of time. Autumn leaf crossed my path, a stealthy brown cat that took my mind with it, a chasing tumbling cat that won't come back.
That stinger at the end, though.
Oh, I haven't got to the end. Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I needed a stinger. You're right. It did. There's my complaint. The song needed a stinger on the end. Bam! Bah! That would have just nailed it for me.
Yep.
That would have taken it into Scott Bradley territory.
Sweet, Julie. That's all I can say. Sweet. I really enjoyed it.
Lyrically, it was interesting. I mean, some of the lyrics didn't exactly fit with others in the beginning part of the song, but the chorus line that started to develop over time, the image of the smart, subtle, stealthy brown cat that took her mind with her off into the distance and then doesn't want to come back. It's like,
Kind of fits with that quote about just outside of consciousness too. That's
indeed.
I wish I could pick on this one or something, because I mean, you know, I'm bannered with Julie now for a couple of years on Twitter. I wish I could give her a hard time, but I can't. I want to hear from somebody else first.
I wasn't a fan. I mean, to be totally honest, the only thing that I really enjoyed in that song was the sax and the trombone.
That's because there wasn't enough twang in the guitar for you.
No, that has nothing to do with it. It would help, yeah, but no, nothing really piqued my interest in it until I heard the sax and the trombone and the back and forth between those and everything in the mix. You know, otherwise it just really didn't. I'm not a fan of it. I'm sorry.
You weren't digging that like real old blues style walking she was doing with her vocals, that da 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 da. Yeah. I was really digging it. The lyrics or the vocal performance made the song for me. It's definitely at least a caught dancing.
Is that David Hasselhoff there over your shoulder?
I noticed that in the feed. I thought it'd be a nice touch. Bring a friend with me.
Awesome.
I am in love with this song. I love everything about it. It reminds me a lot of Suzanne Vega's Tom's Diner.
There you go. There you go.
Yeah, and I'm definitely jamming this at the red light and hoping it comes on the radio again immediately. Like, I'm gonna, after this show's done, I'm going to listen to that again.
I knew you'd dig it, Chris.
Cool. And Julie, that's coming from a screamo metal band.
I'd stash it on my iPad. Something that, I enjoyed it. I definitely like saxophone, so.
It's got this beat and this feel to it that made me wish I could dance. I could almost feel
Make you wish you could dance.
twirling my wife out there and bring her back in, and those smooth kind of Fred Astaire kind of movements. And thanks, Julie. You're giving me inspiration. You go get some dance lessons.
It's got that kind of end of prom dance feel to it, definitely.
Definitely. So I guess that's where I am. I got caught dancing with it.
Well, I was making my entrance kind of slow here for everybody that's going to be watching this video. The Mid Tennessee Listen sends me a message. I'm in Japan, and they send me this message at 6 o'clock in the morning. Get me into the video, and the first song I hear is that. So give me a second to process it. The lyric,
Good morning.
She sends you just outside of the edge of consciousness, as you're saying. There were some twists in it. I like the guitar parts, actually, aside from our friend over here on the other side, Mr. JT, who thinks he wasn't so digging it. I actually kind of liked the way the guitars were chopping, and I liked the cleanliness of everything that was in that mix. There was a good, solid placement of the instruments, and there was a clarity. The mix is simple. It's not overstated. It's not overly processed. It's got just enough, and there's a touch of compression on the final output that just kind of glue everything together. I like the way that song was done. It fits what the song is.
Yeah, I gotta say the range work was really impressive to me. That there was a real careful awareness of how much was placed in the bass, mid, and treble range. That's what I always end up focusing on, is how much you place in those three ranges. And there's a lot of her singing style. Obviously, she has a higher pitched voice, so she carries a lot of the higher mids and trebles, and then you got the sax and trombone in there catching the mids and lowers, and then that guitar in there is just giving the meat to the song in the mid ranges, which is what it's all about in that style. It was just real careful attention to the mastering, I think.
Yeah, it was well placed. Everything had its point, on its point, where when you're listening to it in the headphones, it sits in specific stages. Each player's got their seat, and that made for a good stage. I like the song. I have to listen to it a couple more times so that the lyrics really start to sink in before I can form a true opinion of it. But at the moment, when just listening to it, I'd keep that. It just, if we're still doing the 5-level thing, are we doing the 5-level thing? I'm going to go 4 on that.
DC got caught dancing too. What about JD over there?
Yeah, I did.
I'm gonna have to go with JT on this. I wasn't feeling it. I mean, it was smooth. It was well done. It was well produced. But there was, again, aside from the brass that came in, there was nothing that really jumped out at me from that. I found myself zoning out. I mean, if it's in the right setting, then it's appropriate. But I mean, especially with the vocals, as much as they were well done, I found myself not really paying attention to them as the song went on. They kind of just melded into the background. A lot has been said about the mix already, and I agree with all of that. It was very well done, but didn't do a lot for me personally.
But you made a really good point about setting as well. There's a lot of music that I just would not listen to, except that I wandered into the right setting where it was being played, and that really, everything meshed together to bring me into something that I would not have enjoyed otherwise. That happens with a lot of songs for a lot of people.
I'm thinking Stash on the Tablet. I like the saxophone. I thought overall it was well done.
I am a lamb fan, as it were, a lamette, you may call me. So it went down well. I shouldn't have gone for that, considering I'm Welsh, really. Typical nice, smooth bit of Julie Lamb loveliness. Really smooth. Definitely a bit of a end of prom night feel I'm feeling on that one. Last Dance job, live band at prom. That's the feeling that it gave me. Not something that I'd listen to necessarily in my own spare time, but something that I would definitely have in my big collection of reference mixes. I think that would be the perfect tune to smack on your speakers just before you produce a nice slow pop song, just to get your ears in gear. Really nice, lots of different, well-mixed instruments into it. Yeah, nice and obvious and simple and beautiful.
Let's do one last commercial stop and hear a little message from XRP Radio and My Music Hangout, and give them our thanks, and we'll be back in just a moment. I think we're back. We've had a fun commercial break. Thanks again to My Music Hangout and XRP Radio. You guys are great, and thanks a lot to Hangout Records over on Google Plus. Also want to say hi to the musicians on Google Plus community. Howdy to them. And we've got our last tune ready to go for this evening, morning, afternoon. We are wrapped around the world. I don't know what time it is anywhere. Not to mention we're doing this at the wrong time. So I had a nice conversation with Scott Phillip from Stone Baby this morning. And Scott tells me that they normally have in the past done most of their recording and mixing with, the normal kind of studio method that folks are used to, tracking the songs. For those that don't know, that means laying down one part of the song at a time and kind of piling them together to make a mix out of them. They did this one the old-fashioned way at Philly Sound Studios in South Philadelphia, and they recorded it live as a group. We've got some great pictures of that you'll see in a couple of minutes. They were under the direction of producer Ben McGuinn of Pelican Audio, and they only used a very few overdubs. He said they really had a blast with it, and took them in some new directions. I'm looking forward to hearing what they did here. We have their song If We Were Young by Stone Baby, and if everybody's got her loaded there, it's the bottom one on the list, fourth box down there, and let's hit play.
If we were young, we wouldn't have to fight battles on our own. We wouldn't have to lose the summers that if we knew then what we
I hear another television theme.
Remember we were the ones. We had it all. And time was on our side, but we didn't use it. We know just what to say. If we could bring back yesterday, it doesn't seem so far away. Just give us one more chance. The given circumstance to make a way. Remember we were the ones. We had it all. And time was on our side, but we didn't use it. And we were in love. We had the love, but that was yesterday. Yesterday.
Crank it up, cruise the Strand at Myrtle Beach.
Takes me back to days I actually want to remember.
That acoustic sounds pretty in there.
Us one more chance. The given circumstance to make a way. Remember we were the ones. We had it all. And time was on our side, but we didn't use it. And we
The guitars, when they come into the chorus, are a little bit harsh.
Maybe a touch.
The brights just a little harsh in the headphones. And it's not letting the background vocals come through.
If we were young.
Aaron in the chat mentions Survivor. I can hear that.
Most definitely.
The rhythm guitars, when it comes into the chorus, are just so bright. I hear the background vocals. I hear the chorus line down in the bottom, way down here at the bottom. But it's like the guitars are up here, and they're squashing down those background, the chorus vocals.
Well, you know, I might have a little something going on in my ears today, but I didn't find that in my cans.
I'd agree. The compression on that track was almost oppressive. It felt like it had a breeze block on top of the whole track, and everything was a bit. And for a track that's got that kind of emotional, uplifting chord progression, to have it so I'm squished was kind of depressing. I kept wanting it to have another lift at the end each section, and it never quite came.
You know, you might be right. When you put it in the terms of compression, it might have been a little over compressed. I did want to hear. I mean, for me, I wanted to roll the windows down, cruise down the Strand at Myrtle Beach, and play
It's
it
a
loud.
good song. The mix.
I am with you there, Brett.
A little hot in certain areas.
Yeah, I actually liked kind of that aspect of it though, personally, because it just gave a particular energy from it, especially when like a lead guitar would do octaves throughout the parts. I like the effect that gave with the way it was mixed. It could probably be tightened up, but I liked that direction though.
I knew you would like this song, Chris. You like the cheesiest stuff. I gotta say, originally I thought maybe this was a 2 out of 5, but I'm giving this at least chick flick night because it's extremely competent. I'll give it that. It's even though there are a couple issues with some of the mastering that people have pointed out, I will say in terms of writing, it's extremely competent, but it's very, very campy. And I just can't stand campiness.
I think that's one of the things I like about it.
It sounded exactly, To me, it sounded exactly like "We Were Born to Run" by Bruce Springsteen. Like exactly like it. In fact, the rhyme structure sounded like it. And it just, for me, it doesn't do anything new, and that's the issue I have with it. Why I can't give it anything higher than a 3 out of 5, even though it is very competent, is just it's doing things that have been done to death. You know, 4 chords, the basic progression. Just, I didn't get anything out of it. I just got, oh, this is a nice tune that I could listen to with other people if we don't want to challenge, but it's
You have to admit, though, that
it's a nostalgic throwback.
That 4-chord thing, the video for that 4-chord, play every song in existence with 4 chords.
Yeah.
You've seen that YouTube video, right?
I love that. Yeah, I've seen it.
Okay, fine.
I wouldn't say Survivor, though.
Aaron mentioned, well, I can hear where he's coming from on that, and to compare it to the Bruce Springsteen versus Survivor, I see the Survivor comparison a little better.
There you go. No, yeah, I just heard, Jimmy Jamison all through that tune, and that his band, of course, was Survivor. Jimmy Jamison, Survivor's a Memphis band. They were really big in the 80s. They did Eye of the Tiger and some other tunes. But yeah, I mean, that's just exactly what I was hearing. I'd probably be a chick flick night ranking on this one for me.
Well, I tell you, one of the things that I love about music is how it can transport you instantaneously to another point in time. And this song, to be honest, is actually one of my favorite songs that I've ever listened to with doing Mid-10 reviews.
Wow.
It automatically shot me back to the late 80s, early 90s, back when, in the days where I was happy, I was free. I instantly pictured in my mind when I was stationed over in Germany, hanging out in a bar called Logos with all my friends and having a blast. And the DJ was spinning actual vinyl records, and we had a blast. And it automatically took me back to that just before the singing even started, just with the music. The only complaint that I have, and it kind of goes along with TC, is I would have liked to have heard the background vocals just a little bit more, just a little bit. Maybe bring the music down just a hair, or bring the background vocals up just a little bit. But it took me back to one of my favorite and happiest times in my life. And to me, that is the ultimate compliment that anybody can get about a song. So for me, I'm sitting on the corner at the red light with the windows turned down and the stereo cranked up so hard that I blew my speakers.
Tweeters would go. The tweeters would go before the woofers on this one.
If I could get my perspective on the nostalgia, because I think that's a big part of it. I think everybody deserves to be pandered to, especially their own history. But my perspective on it is, there's a video game that I'm extremely nostalgic about called Sonic Adventure.
Oh yeah!
Yeah,
Sonic kicked ass.
Yeah, if you've ever played Sonic Adventure, though, it is a terrible, terrible, terrible game. But I will play it all the way through and enjoy every minute of it, even though I can say it's a terrible game.
Yeah, Star Fox is that one for me.
Star Fox 64. There you go.
So I guess what I'm trying to say is it a good song on its own merits, or is it just a good song because it's nostalgic?
For me, it was both.
Yeah.
I loved the song, and I loved what it did for me.
I mean, I guess the thing that I kind of thought halfway through, I mean, I'm a pretty lazy guy, so if I have to get off my bed to pick up my guitar to have a little bit of a play along when a song is going, that either means that it's a really, really good song, or that it's missing something that I need to add in with my own instrument. And I think that one was a little bit of both. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed listening to it. I kind of got the impression of 30 Seconds to Mars if they were 15 years older, that sort of thing.
Hey,
And
there you go.
for what it was, it was a It was a nice piece. I get the simplicity thing, but simplicity isn't always a bad thing. If that's the kind of thing that you want to go for, they did it pretty well. And yeah, as much as I'd never go around playing it to my friends out on my phone, like, oh my God, you have to hear this. It's revolutionary. As much as it's never going to be a track like that, I wouldn't turn it off.
Yeah, I liked it. I'm definitely 80s. I felt like it could go with just about any movie that was created back then. I liked it. I don't know that I would listen to it now. I don't listen. I mean, I still listen to some 80s music, but it's, some of my favorites, not, just more of the average kind of stuff. So I'd have to give it a stash it on my iPad or chick flick.
It works.
That work?
I think that song would be made if it just had one classic 80s power metal scream halfway through the middle of it, just like, yeah, I can do it.
With a good long held, not that scream thing they do these days, but that good high note held out for 3 measures while it starts to fade out. Yeah, that would be good.
Yeah, I get what you mean by that.
Dio, or I mean, like Ronnie James Dio back in the late 80s.
Yeah, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
The problem is, JD, you'd think that an operatic tune would sound better with that on top of it.
You have so much fault in my musical taste. It kind of disappoints me.
Hey, man.
We still need those 80s songs, to bring you guys back to your prime and all that. But it just, like I said, I think it needs to do something new if it wants to bring in a crowd other than the people who already like that kind of music.
What about it, Brian?
Back to our prime. That kind of hurt.
and we're going to let Brian field that one.
You are? Wow. Okay. I'll field that one.
Be jealous of my prime.
I am not jealous of your prime, because I love the new music as well as I love what happened with this song. It brought me back to when I graduated in 1986.
What were you driving in 86, Brian?
Yeah. A 1963 Impala 2-door hardtop, fully restored.
Oh, wow. Very sweet.
What?
I was in a 78 LTD wagon with a 400 big block in it.
I was in an Audi 100 LS with an Alpine stereo system and Rockford Fosgate speakers.
You probably even had the big sticker across the back window.
Back in 1986, I was running a Gamete because I wasn't born yet.
I was driving a Bradley fighting vehicle with a 25 millimeter gun and a 7.62 coax.
Oh man, you got us all beat
Well, there you go.
That's it. Let's Christine's got to run and we're about done. Has she already?
Yep, she's gone.
All right. Well, that's that's good stuff. I got to spend some time close to where those guys are in I was in Wheeling, West Virginia, which is just a few minutes from Pittsburgh. And I think what they're doing, judging from the other music that I heard there, and I mean, I was there for a few months. I got out and heard a lot of live music. I bet these guys are big up there. It probably fits real well. I want to hear more from them. I enjoyed it. Good stuff all around. We had some likes and some dislikes on all of the songs. And I want to say again, thanks to everyone for joining us. Christine had to split just a minute ago. Christine DeGraff from My Music Hangout. Thank you so much. Chris and Taylor, you guys, we're looking forward to hear some more music from you again soon. It was great to meet you the way we did. And I really appreciate you hanging out with Mid-10 Music and coming and joining the show today. JT Hollis, awesome. Tiz, XRP Radio, JD Savage together with XRP. Hey, rocking stuff. We love it. TC, appreciate it. I'm sorry we were late getting you the invitation to get in here and wake you up early enough. And of course, Brian and Aaron Young, we're going to be looking forward to a lot more conversing with you over the coming year. This has been a blast. Today we've heard This Train is Bound for Glory by Dwayne Litz, Clouds Cried Red by Julie Lamb, and Stone Babies, If We Were Young. And I still have, I'm torn on that one. I think I want to stash it on my tablet, but I also want to jam it down the Strand at Myrtle Beach, like I said. So yeah, this is the first time ever I've had across the board for myself, jamming at the Red Light Tunes. And is it stuffed animal time? I gotta up you.
Oh wait, hang on. I gotta go with Snoopy.
Right.
Notice it's a wolf, Brian.
There we go.
Snoopy wins.
Snoopy wins. Joe Cool always tops. And this is a blast. Looking forward to so much more. We're going to have a whole year worth of music. We have now reviewed 64 songs on Tenn Listens live. Look forward. Hey, nice Snoopy. Look forward to more.
Damn.
He's got the collection.
This is Thug Life.
It's in my kid's room.
There you go. Snoopy all around. Huh?
Thug Life.
You know it. Awesome stuff. This is a blast. And thanks again to everybody that's sent in music, everybody that's been a part of this, and all of the sponsors. And so much fun. You guys rock. I'm Brett from Middle Tennessee Music.
6 in the morning, he wakes me up for this.
That's TC, bitching as usual. Peace.
Later.
Easy always, bitches.
Thug Life.
Go take